Batman, One Dark Knight, issue 3, JOCK, doing all the key roles basically.
Yeah.
So obviously this is the last issue ended with Batman and EMP down the sewer. It was dark, you couldn't see anything. They're getting close to Blackgate. Obviously the whole premise of this book has been powers out in the city. He's trying to get EMP to Blackgate. All these gangs are after him. This really corrupt politician slash whatever her, I can't remember her exact job role, but the corrupt woman who's like really shady and like corrupt, and in this issue she flat out like kills a cop who's not one of her corrupt cops because like, oh, no sense, we can't leave him alive, he's seen too much.
Oh dear.
So yeah, it really sets up that she's like an evil bitch. But yeah, the issue starts and it's just all these dark panels of like just like some scratches and stuff, and it's like Batman's in the sewers, there's no light, you can't see anything, and then eventually when he does, EMP's sort of tied up as like a sort of bit of bait, and then all these like really kind of weak looking guys come out and try to fight him, and it turns out they are actually people who worship Killer Croc, and Killer Croc comes out of the tunnels and he's drilling, so we get this big Batman and Killer Croc fight. It's a whole lot of fun. Meantime, yeah, you've got Vasquez, the corrupt woman, kind of like coming across with EMP's son, trying to get to him. She's got this game plan to use his son to like kill him, which is our ultimate goal here. But yeah, the fight's really good. Obviously, this is again 50 pages, and it goes in quite quick for 50 pages. The art from JOCK is gorgeous. Like I said, those first 2 or 3 pages are just panels of effectively darkness with the odd like sort of blue scratch to kind of give a sense that there's like something there, but you can't quite tell what it is. And even that looks good. Like even that, I'm kind of just like engaged in what's going on. So yeah, you've got all these corrupt cops teaming up with some of the gangs on their way to like towards Blackgate, because that's where Batman and that are. All this stuff's going on. Batman gets so beat up by Croc that part of his curl's like ripped off and his hair's sticking out, and he ends up like tying like part of his curl like at the back to keep it on. So he's like really messed up by the time we get quite far in the book. And he uses Croc's own strength against him to flip him into a wall, which wins the fight. And then he some of the power comes back on the Batcave. Alfred starts seeing things again. The Blackout's now just located around like where EMP is, so it's just that kind of area near Blackgate. And they get out of the bridge, out of the sewer and the manhole, and they're at like the edge of the bridge that leads to Blackgate, which is on like a little island. And Batman's like, oh, we're almost there. And this part is like, you know, it feels like the end of a big epic action movie, because he looks down, it's this gorgeous panel of looking towards Blackgate with this empty road on its way there. He looks back over his shoulder on the next page, and you just see the skyline of darkness, and you can just make out that there's people on the roof, and sure enough, there's like a row of guys with rocket launchers. So the next page is just all these rockets flying towards Batman and EMP, which takes out part of the bridge. There's a lot of fighting going on, there's jumping in the water, but the big thing is that Vasquez shows up with the kid and is like, this is your father who abandoned you. Like go and like let out your rage, let your EMP explosion fly to put an end to him. But what she doesn't predict is that the kid and EMP actually embrace and hug, and he's happy to see him, and she's pissed off about it. But funny enough, EMP's actually just too far gone. He was going to blow anyway, and he's like ramping up, and Batman has to dive and like put him in the water to basically stop the explosion from like killing anyone. And he tells Brody, I'm going to try and take care of him, and he's kind of lying because he knows he's probably going to die. And it's this gorgeous white page as well as he's hugging the kid, saying, I've got you, son, it's all going to be okay. But he dives off the roof, or sorry, off the bridge. Gorgeous paneling here, where you get this like page where he's kind of like thrown EMP into the water, but Batman's still dangling from the edge of the bridge, the destroyed bridge. And he's sort of dangling in silhouette, but then the sort of the background panel that sort of fills out underneath it is just the actual the bright light of the EMP explosion coming from the water. It's just really stunning stuff. And then Vasquez says, like, it doesn't matter what you know, no one's going to believe the word of of Gordon's like vigilante friend and this like criminal child over me. So like, I wanted him dead, I got him dead. This is not the way I expected it to happen, but it worked out. And turns out Batman's recording the conversation, And Gordon's like, yeah, got it. So she's, caught, and there's this great full page spread of her looking back across the bridge, and there's just all of these police waiting for her. So, getting some comeuppance, which is really nice. And that's kind of the end of the book. I mean, the main thing is the idea that this kid Brody, the EMP's son, needed help, and EMP maybe survived the blast. He's getting lifted out of the water, and the kid, the idea that he's got this stepfather or like adoptive father who's looking out for him, and his real father cares about him. So maybe there's hope for him. Because he's got a support system, he'll be able to control this ability he's inherited. So it's a really kind of sweet ending. It does. I said from issue 1 that this very much felt like an action movie where it was just a simple premise, this gauntlet to get to the finish line. And I think this is going to read fantastically when you read it as one 150-page continuous story, because it's just going to be this adrenaline thing. It's got a big climactic payoff. It feels very cinematic, and the villain is very hateable, and you're really glad when she gets to come up and at the end. So, yeah, that was excellent. I was into it yet again. Yeah, and it felt distinct as well because half of it was in the sewers, and you dealt with all the horror side of that before it came back up top. So, yeah.
And we get a good showing by Croc, so I'm gonna have to go back and read this when I have time.
Yeah, scary Croc as well, which is nice.
Always a bonus.
Yeah. So, yeah, and obviously the art, I mentioned it a few times already, but I can't really compliment it enough. It's gorgeous, it's stunning. JOCK. Yeah, it like what else can I really say about it? There's just the way it handles these epic moments in darkness or silhouette or where an explosion goes off. It really, like, you feel like light's really important in JOCK's art, where it'll all be in shadows, but then you'll get that one panel or page where there's like just bathed in light, and it really feels different, and you feel the impact of it. There's a lot of that throughout it. So, yeah, this is just a straight 9 for me. I just think it was a really fun Black Label book, and I think it'll probably read even better if you just read it in one sitting, the whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not so long that would be difficult. I think 150 pages, like, it's obviously longer than a few single issues, but it's I think you could read this in one sitting over about an hour and just have a great time with it.